Alright, hello everybody! Today we have a brand new news article about Legion Remix. This is a first look at what's going to be in it. There's some new rewards, new gameplay systems, all sorts of stuff. It looks like it's going to be a blast. Let's dive into it. So there isn't a Wowcast associated with this. As far as I can tell, all the information that's in the Wowcast is also in this video. It's a good watch. I'd recommend taking the time to watch it if you can. Otherwise, here's the rest of the article here. So, what is Legion Remix? Legion Remix is a time-limited seasonal event where players can create a Time Runner as one of the original 12 Legion classes and replay the entire Legion expansion at an accelerated pace from level 10 through 80 with some major gameplay twists. Players will collect power, face epic challenges, and earn a mountain of cosmetics such as pets, mounts, and transmog gear. So this is confirming that the evokers will not be available in Legion Remix. So we're going to be looking at just the original 12 classes that already have artifact weapons. You know, I think that's fine enough. It's going to be a blast, right? It's all inside. Players can take part in all 12 dungeons, 1 mega dungeon, 5 raids, all the Legion campaign quests, local stories, world quests, class order hall campaigns and artifact quest lines, Legion assaults, invasion points, wither training, and more. The Infinite Dragonflight will be accelerating all weekly lockouts, reputation gains, and class order hall missions, so get in and have fun. So the big thing here is that there's a whole lot of time gating currently associated with doing this stuff for Legion. If you go in and do it this way, they're accelerating all of that. So we don't know specifically what it's going to be looking at, but they really just don't want people to have to really worry about waiting for this stuff. So if you are wanting to get these sort of cosmetics, even just the normal stuff like the class hall mounts, the different artifact appearances, this is going to be the best way for you to do that. As we go down here, our remix story so far. So previously in Remixed Mists of Pandaria, Eternus from the Infinite Dragonflight was trying to learn more about the past. Now with the World Soul Saga heating up, she's looking into some of the events that have led up to what's happening now to try and understand more of what really saved Azeroth from the Legion. What's new in Legion Remix? So this is going to be all the new stuff. To start off, they've added some new gameplay systems with an eye toward capturing the spirit of the original Legion experience. Our goal is to create opportunities for challenge and strategy that players will eventually dominate with epic power. So here we have the remixed artifacts weapons. Instead of the cloak and gem systems from Remixed Mists of Pandaria, we're going all in on artifacts. Every artifact weapon shares a powerful trait tree, and you'll choose a path to go along. Nature, Fel, Arcane, Storm, or Holy. You won't be locked in and can respec at any time. Now made easier with our new Quick Assign feature. You can control-click to spend up to your remaining infinite power purchasing towards your selected point, or control right-click to refund back to the selected point. You'll also find jewelry along the way, which lets you add ranks to traits from any path, taking ranks from other paths or boosting your chosen path beyond its natural limits. Mix and match to customize your artifact weapon. So I'm going to zoom in here. It looks like what we're looking at here is the Ebon Chill Great Staff of Aludi. This is the Frost artifact weapon. So these look like the 5 paths that they're talking about. Looks like there are a few active buttons, because that's what we're traditionally used to with the squares. So this looks like the Fel path based on the different coloring here, and then these are going to be the other paths that you can swap between, sort of like, I don't know, like a sub-spec almost, right? Like you get to swap between the different base magics that are tied to a lot of Warcraft's core. I think this looks cool. I'm glad that this doesn't seem to be something that you have to like really stupidly infinitely grind. And it looks like this is also going to be something which I hope is going to be account wide. That way you don't have to regrind this infinite power over and over again. And I'm glad that with this control clicking and control right clicking, it's going to be really easy to respec. The next item here is the Heroic World Tier. This is inspired by Diablo. Heroic World Tier is a new way to play outdoor content. Eternus is experimenting to prepare the champions of Azeroth for what could happen if things get worse. She's empowering creatures to have more health, more damage, and sometimes affix-like buffs, empowering their difficulty and rewards. While you encounter tougher foes, if you can overcome them, you will reap the rewards in the end. So this is, if any of you have played Diablo, and for those of you who haven't, effectively what it is there's a difficulty option, sort of like what you would have in a single player game, but on the entire world. And they're assuming it works like Diablo, you go to a central location to change it, and it buffs everything up, typically with the rewards as well, which is this is what it's doubling down on here as well, empowering their difficulty and rewards. It sounds like the sort of thing that people have been really wanting for a long time Outer Worlds content. This is a really good test of that. Basically, if this is something that you want, you can participate in it. If not, you can just stay on the normal tier. The next thing here is Time Warped Obelisks. Power up with Time Warped Obelisks found throughout Legion Remix. These grant temporary but powerful buffs to players as they explore the world. So this sounds like something that you interact with, you get a nice buff for a short period of time. Fun things to encourage world exploration. Next here is Time-Worn Keystone Dungeons. For players who love Mythic Plus, we've remixed things a bit to create Time-Worn Keystone Dungeons. We're bringing back most of the affixes from the original launch of Legion and adding 4 new affixes specific to Legion Remix called Eternus' Trials. So this is the fun stuff that I'm excited to look forward to, because we don't really know how high you'll be able to do these keys, because with the insane amount of power that you scale, if this is anything like Pandaria Remix was, right, we were able to solo mythic raids effectively. So being able to do that again, but either by yourself or as a group, I wonder how far you can push that. Next here is Infinite Research. Each day, players can choose new research assignments to undertake, such as killing demons, running a dungeon, collecting bronze orbs, while skywriting, and more. With over 100 quests available and the ability to unlock access to take on multiple at once, you'll have plenty of options. You won't need to check in every day and can bank up to 6 days of quests that you can do when you're ready to take them on. So whether you're taking part in Legion Remix daily or only have time on the weekends, you'll be ready to go. This is a great way to do the daily type of stuff, right? I love the ability to do something like this, which goes in both ways, right? If you're someone who has just like 30 minutes a day or an hour a day to play, you're gonna enjoy this because you can get on every day and still get this power. But if you're the sort of person who can only get on like once or twice a week, but for a long time in that week, or in those 2 sessions, then you're going to be able to benefit this as well, as there'll be a bunch of them banked for you. Next, more and more and more loot. It wouldn't be Remix event without lots and lots of loot to collect. So there's some new rewards, which are Fel-infused class mounts, elegant Elven Azara-inspired robe transmogs, Manaroth's shield transmog, Varian's Fel corrupted swords, and we'll also have plenty of never-before-released mounts, transmog sets, and more. And there will be legacy rewards, such as the rare raid transmogs such as Xavius' Shoulders and the Scythe of the Unmaker in the original red, blue, and they're adding this new Fel green color. Other legacy rewards will include rare mounts like the Loathsome Prowler, the Shackled Azul, and the Violet Spellwing. Players can also gain new titles such as Chrono Scholar, the Infernal, and of the Infinite Chaos. This is some really cool stuff. I can't wait to see what all this looks like. So for those new rewards, there's actually here in the Legion Remix cast here, it shows some of these rewards. So these are the Fel-infused class mounts. So these are just going to be recolors of all the existing class mounts. These look pretty cool. These are the rewards that are the Azara-inspired robes. For our high elf enjoyers out there, this is exactly what many of you have been looking for, right? Like, this is the Azara set. It looks just like it, right? Now, this is what I believe is going to be the Manaroth shield. And then this is a corrupted version of Varian Sword, which looks super sick. I think we're going to see a lot of really cool Fel stuff here. And I'm just really excited for it. As we go on here, the cost of loot. Bronze is returning as a currency players can use to purchase cosmetic items only. Instead of upgrading your gear with bronze, upgrades will drop from all content. Harder content will provide a higher drop chance for upgrades. So This is something that I actually see as a mixed bag. Whenever it comes to bronze, it was nice in its simplicity that you only needed one currency for everything. However, it was a little bit difficult to get around the idea that you had to not buy the cosmetics first and had to do your power-ups, right? So I understand why they're separating it. A lot of people didn't really like it, and I just hope it goes really good. So with this as well, they're adding 5 new character slots to all World of Warcraft accounts so you can make even more characters. You also don't have to wait for the end of Legion Remix to move your characters over to play with them in the War Within. Transferring your character will remove all Remix-specific items and abilities, clear your quest log, and grant you level-appropriate gear and gold. Any legacy items you collected, including any unopened cosmetics, will be mailed to you. This is a one-way trip, so make sure you choose wisely before transferring timelines. This is a great addition. Obviously, more character slots because people are going to want to make more of these characters for Remix, because for a Remix, you have to make a new character to play it. Then, for this early character conversion, this is something that was actually widely requested for Pandaria Remix, because there was a long time there were people wanted to play these characters and gear them up in the pre-patch, and they weren't able to. So I'm glad that we're going to have that option early this time. The next thing that's different is Legion Remix phase by phase. We're taking inspiration from World of Warcraft Classic's phased releases, and we'll be adding new phases to the Legion content to Legion Remix every 2 weeks. So they're going to start off things with the original launch content from Legion and end with Argus and Antorus. So each phase will bring new content and a bump to the maximum item level players can reach. I think this is really cool. They say that they want to make sure we set a great pace for players to soak in the story, enjoy the content, and not feel rushed right out of the gate. Each release of content should bring about the nostalgia from Legion, so we're making sure to add some special touches to each one. As an example, in Argus we'll have a minigame where you transform into a worm-tongued demon and run around collecting bronze orbs. With each orb you collect, you'll gain additional speed until the time runs out at least. The release of content will still be fast-paced. If you're looking to go on a Legion Remix spree and decide to wait for all the content to be available before you dive in, you'll have plenty of time before the end of the event. Here's an overview of the phases you can expect to experience. Skies of Fire. Take to the skies of the Broken Isles with the original Legion content and the Emerald Nightmare raid. Rise of the Nightfallen. Continue the Nightfallen story with the Insurrection campaign and the new world quests across the Broken Isles. Re-experience the Legion Mega Dungeon with the Return to Karazhan, and take on the Nighthold and Trial of Valor raids. Legion Fall. Establish a foothold on the Broken Shore, take on Legion assaults, and fight your way into the Cathedral of Eternal Night and the Tomb of Sargeras. Argus Eternal. Replay the Argus campaign across 3 deadly zones. Take on the Seat of the Triumvirate and Enforce the Burning Throne. And then Infinite Echoes. As the Legion Remix timeline begins collapsing, say your goodbyes and embrace the chaos. To wrap up your experience in Legion Remix, you'll be able to say goodbye to all the Infinites, your friends and allies you made along the way, and embrace the chaos as the timeline begins to collapse. This sounds pretty fun. If it's every 2 weeks, that sounds really cool. I'm excited to see what each of these will bring. Sounds like there's going to be a bunch of new stuff in here for you to earn. Great way to level. I love the new rewards that we've been teased here. As we go down for this last section, experience the 11.2.5 content update on the PTR. Players can experience a portion of Legion Remix on the 11.2.5 PTR for a limited time. This content patch also has some additional improvements to the cooldown manager, including a new frame which will allow ordering, hiding, and unhiding of spells and buffs, and Turbo Boost is also returning for Season 3 shortly after the release of the 11.2.5 content update. Visit the PTR forums for more information. We can't wait to see you on the Broken Isles and Legion Remix when the 11.2.5 content update goes live. Stay tuned to the official World of Warcraft site for more details in the weeks to come. I think this sounds great. Let me know what you think down below, what you're most excited for with Legion Remix, and let me know what classes you're going to play, what you really think about it, and what you don't like about it, right? Is there anything in particular that really grinds your gears? I know a lot of people were upset that the artifact weapons aren't returning, right? Specifically, the Mage Tower appearances aren't returning. But outside of that, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to have a chance to grind up the artifact weapons again, even if it's in this different state. I'm glad that it appears to not be the infinitely scaling it was in Legion. I know that was kind of a pain. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.